Does everyone like the image that I made, that I created? I wanted to make it and I wanted to put it on the Starry Sea screen, but I was like, that's gonna take too much time for me to put it on the Starry Sea screen. So I didn't. Anyway, hello, hi. Sorry, that took me like a little too long. Me to sniff grossly and like, anyway. That's how the stream is gonna be. Just like that. Oh, this music is so... It's so nostalgic. I would love to play this game on stream. I don't even remember what happens in this game. You like are Pikachu and you run around and like Mew is there at the end and that's all I remember. What was this? Oh. No, big water, don't look at that. Okay, we're just gonna do some fluids. Me on a day-to-day basis. We're just gonna do some fluids. Me and I drink water. Okay, so we're gonna go over sort of... We're gonna go over stuff roughly from... I just want to go from like pressure gradients to... So pressure stuff to control volume analysis. The beginnings of control volume analysis. So basically we're not gonna talk about fluids moving, and like the no slip condition and stuff. We're mainly going to be talking about fluid statics, hydrostatics, and then we're going to be talking about sort of, you know, mass rates, mass volume flow, and you know that stuff. So like, sorry, flow, and then so volume flow, and then mass flow, and then you know rate of mass loss, whatever, or mass gain, whatever you want. But yeah, we're doing it really quickly. So what do we start out with? Well, we kind of want to define what pressure is. And the idea is that when you have a little square of fluid in, like, let's say there's some fluid here. And we know that, like, kind of realistically, we know that the weight of the fluid on top of it is going to have some effect on this square. But how can we quantify that effect? And if we set this up to be like, this is, you know, this is dx, let's call this one dy, and this is in the dz direction, we can prove that if we have this like sort of pressure field that exists, it could be a variable pressure field, it could be just like from the gravitational energy, we can prove that, that for any pressure field, it's gonna vary linearly with depth if that pressure field is linear, which means that we'll have our rho gh equation for pressure. Now if it's not that, we would have essentially like if density, so we could have density as a function of our depth, and right, if we didn't have an incompressible fluid, meaning that its density was varying throughout, if it was a compressible fluid, that means maybe it's like an atmosphere or something, we would then have to like have this rho as a function of you know, maybe pressure, or not pressure, temperature, or maybe, you know, we'd need it in terms of z, but then we could say like, oh, it's in terms of t, but t is in terms of z, because that integral is pressure as like a function of whatever times g times z, I want to say, and then over our z. That's not it's not exactly that. I think it's just this dz actually, and then we get an h, and we measure it. Our coordinate system in this case is positive h, like our negative z. That's just a rough sort of explanation of our pressure is coming from the weight of the liquid above it, and we can say that like this density times really density times volume, and then we can do a little bit of calculation. But if our volume is infinitesimally small, we can just say we have like a very small amount of mass. What was that was that like a crash in the music? Like a crash outside? I don't know. Oh, it's a crash outside. I was like, why is there like a wood chipper running? Okay, so we have an equation, and this is specifically for, so we can use it for incompressible fluids if we have this constant density. But if we have a non-constant density, we can use this integral form of it. And then, it's no big deal. And these are both static, so Newtonian, non-Newtonian doesn't matter at all, because that only relates to when they're moving. Yeah, so their viscosities don't matter. Now, we might be asked to find some submerged surface. Like, let's say we want to find the force on this larger submerged surface. We know that there's some sort of pressure gradient on this submerged surface. And let's say that this is, a uniform pressure gradient. This is just sort of static water. There's nothing special about it. It's not like we're defining a special pressure gradient. In this case, we would be able to say that, so when we have a pressure gradient and we want to analyze something, maybe we want to figure out, how much force is it going to take to keep this plate up. So there's like some force like reaction, right? To do that, we have a pressure, and a pressure is a force over an area. So our force is going to be equal to the pressure times the area. If we have a uniform pressure distribution, this is sort of just like in statics, we would just multiply that pressure times the area, real easy. But if we don't, or if there's a non-uniform pressure distribution, like for example, if we have this plate at an angle, at the top our pressure is going to be less because there's less water on top of it, and these gradients act normal to the surface. It's going to increase as we go down. Let me draw this a little bit lower, so let's pretend the water's up here. So there's some pressure here, and there's some larger pressure here, and then there's a gradient, right? An actual pressure gradient that has a gradient. There's a slope there. So to be able to find this, it's not as simple as just saying, well, there's a force here, and we just say the area. We need to figure out how much this force is, how long it is, and also where to put it. Because ideally, if we want to say, let's say, what is the reaction necessary in this direction and this direction or something, like at a certain point, so fx and fy. We need to describe this in a slightly different way. And this requires us to be able to define sort of an easy way of talking about these components, because that's the first question in this problem, is how are we going to be able to define this force? What's going to be the easiest way? And we do know that this force is going to act normal to our submerged surface here, right? So like maybe this is a poor example. Let's say there's like a pin or something, right? And there would have to be some other external sort of, let's say that we'll call this the vertical one, and we'll say there's a horizontal one. And let's say there's like a normal force here or something, just to have the thing not fall. So that'll deal with the moments, and then this will deal with it's not going to fall. So, if we want to figure this out, we want to have some equivalent force that acts somewhere on this thing that's in this direction, because we know that our pressure gradient is all the way normal to it. So when we're choosing our coordinate system, we're going to want to choose some sort of tilted coordinate system so that our coordinate direction, right, we have at least one axis in this direction. And the way that we do that is, my sort of thing about this is it actually kind of doesn't matter as much where the origin of your coordinate system is. There's a way that like our book, I don't know if other books do this even, says to do this. They say to put it at the point of this reference, which, makes sense. We're trying to do like the height, the depth of the fluid and stuff, but it really mostly matters when you can either make everything relative or you can do it like this. So we're going to have our down direction be y, and this sort of inward outward direction be z. And then x is going to be coming like out of the paper. So if we want to be able to have this force, we need to have a magnitude and a placement of it. My professor called it a line of action, but like wherever that force is going to act, right? Because we do actually know the direction of this. It's going to be normal to this surface, and when we talk about curved surfaces, that's going to be something we have to think about a little bit more. But right, we need to be able to figure out this magnitude. So the magnitude of this force is going to be similar to how we found the magnitude, of anything. It's going to be related to pressure. And the equation for that is going to be, if I can remember this off the top of my head, I don't think I can. It's been a while. I don't remember if I actually, I think I did. Yeah, so it's just actually going to be a pressure times an area still. But we're going to have a subscript. So first off, this area is the submerged portion of this surface. Like, let's say the water level was here. Then we would only be taking this area because that's the only thing the water's affecting. But this pressure is actually going to be the pressure at the centroid of the object. So when you prove this, you do a little integral right over all your area, and you end up with a y sub c little thing, which if you know about the centroid, it's sort of a YdA type integral, and so you can pull that term out as the centroid because we have tables of centroids and you can calculate centroid and all that. So it's really, this is just a quirk of sort of the proof of this, but you just take the pressure at the centroid. So be able to locate that by length or whatever, and we'd find the pressure there, and then we just multiply that by the area. And then for the other question we need to say is like, where is this placed? So it's going to be, we're going to call that that spot where it's placed is y prime, and y prime is going to be the distance of the center of pressure of the the distance of the centroid, and then we're going to add again, this is coming from a proof. I'm not going to do that proof off the top of my head, but this is the y prime is referred to as the center of pressure, and then this is our actual centroid. So our center of pressure is actually below. It's, for a rectangle, it's sort of like 2/3. So if we were trying to, like if I was doing an analysis and I was just trying to draw my free body diagram, I wouldn't draw this as this. I would draw this as I was thinking about if I should just change that to another color. Here, I can change that. So if we have our pressure gradient in blue, which is what we wouldn't draw, we would say, okay, well, just so that we can get our moments and stuff sort of right, we would draw that resultant load like sort of down below our centroid here, and we need to know, it's just sort of to remind us that we don't know where that actually is. It doesn't act at the centroid unless this term equals 0, right? And the one time this term would equal 0 is when we have a completely horizontal plate, actually. It turns out that our IXX for that would be, I want to say that's what goes to 0, because our YC doesn't go to 0, our A definitely isn't going to 0, yeah. So like our inertial, rotation about that is not going to be, like if the force is acting here, it's not going to turn about the x-axis. Because I think it's because it's evenly distributed. Whereas like this, right, it wants to turn it around this axis that's coming out of the page because there's like more coming this way. Swag. Okay, so that's just a really quick review of, and then once you have this is our like FP, and then once you have FP, you can do statics or whatever. For a curved submerged surface, it's very similar. In fact, like kind of strangely similar. So when we have a curved submerged surface, we have a pressure gradient. It would look something like we have a higher pressure here, or lower pressure there, higher pressure here. It would kind of go with this, following that sort of shape, right? Because it's going to be normal all the way along here. When we don't have an angle on one of our forces, that turns it into two unknowns, and it's just easier to do, that and get our magnitudes of our components instead of just trying to be like, oh well, it's this or whatever. So we're gonna have a horizontal component somewhere, probably like that. I don't know, could be whatever, and then a vertical component. And so what we're actually gonna do is, what you can prove is that if you project, so if you take the dot product, so when you're trying to find like this, when you're trying to set up this integral with pressure and stuff, you can end up taking the one of the components, right, of this. So that's what we kind of want to do if we say like, oh well, we have a vector now, we want to analyze it component by component, and you can actually project this onto the x and like onto the y and sort of analyze those two parts differently. So when we project it onto the x, this turns into a flat plane, right, no matter what the shape is. And this force, because we can move forces along their line of action, this force is going to be the same here. And so in problems like this, it actually turns out that for most of the common shapes that you would be asked to like solve for in these, that you can use the centroid of this shape to be able to calculate our force over here. So this is basically like a submerged surface. So if we put our coordinate system on here, we put a coordinate system here. There's our y, there's our z, right, so at the water line. And then if we want to find this is, I'm going to call FP horizontal. FP horizontal is going to equal the pressure at the centroid of the projected area, I guess pressure projected centroid, times the area that's projected. So we can just use this whole thing and be like, well, this plane is this. Because when we project it, obviously like this isn't going to project over here, and so we can analyze stuff with this. And when we want to find the location of this, which is going to be like this distance right down, we're going to use that y projected c plus I xx of the projected over area projected y c projected. So basically like you do everything on the projected. There's nothing that you take from over there except for that force, because you can slide that force along. Now for the y, it is a little bit, for the vertical force here, it is a little bit different. We have to be a little bit more careful. You could probably prove this and do it the same way that we did it with projecting, but it actually turns out that it doesn't really work the same if we were projecting this from top and looking at it, you're kind of getting rid of all of the depth of the water, and we definitely need that depth to be able to calculate pressures, to be able to relay pressures to each other. And so we can't exactly just project it and be like, well, it's the pressure at this shore. Like, it's not that easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna think about this, and we're gonna say, okay, what is this vertical force coming from? Well, this vertical force is being caused by the weight of the water on top of it, right? Whereas the horizontal force is coming from, you know, the change in direction sort of this plane. Like, it's, you know, if it was just a flat plane, there wouldn't really be this horizontal force, right? There would be a horizontal force, but I'm saying, like, if there was a flat plane like this, there wouldn't be like a horizontal force, right? But this vertical is just coming from how much water is above this. So what we can actually do is say that our vertical force is caused by the volume of water that's above this surface, and we can just calculate its weight to figure out how large the force is. So our FPV equals, like, the density of the fluid times the volume above of the fluid times density. That's gonna be mass, and then times G. Yeah, the weight of the fluid. I don't think I need to put a subscript on rho. But the placement of this is going to be a little bit weird, but essentially what it boils down to is this shape that the volume above is in. They would have to give that to you. They would have to specify it either as like a common shape or, you know, combination of shapes. This is like classic sort of, maybe you can see where I'm going with this centroid stuff. The y prime of this, or I guess x prime of this force, or z prime, sorry. Z prime of this force is going to be at the centroid of this is z centroid, or z like volume centroid. So wherever this acts, that's where that vertical force is gonna act through. And then you just use those and you do fluid statics. Or like regular statics. It doesn't really matter if you're doing fluid statics at that point even. So it's not super nice, you know. It's not that bad if, like, for example, you have if you had like a quarter circle or something. It's like, oh, you could just add a quarter circle and then add maybe some, like, a rectangle on top of it, or a square on top of a cube on top of it, and be able to find it. But it's like, it's a little bit unfun when you have, and I want to do one later, but when you have like an integral you have to do for the centroid, because it doesn't give you it just makes you do an integral for it. So that's that, though. That's all of the fluid sort of pressure static stuff you would need, which means that we have to talk a little about control volume analysis. So control volume analysis, I'm going to assume we're just sort of going over this again. The idea behind control volume analysis is that we tend to analyze systems in the beginning of our mechanics careers, which is a fixed volume of mass. Sorry, not volume of mass, fixed amount of mass. Volume sort of implies there's a volume there, but it doesn't matter. So that's like saying, like, okay, well, we have a car and we're like following this car along, and this car is not changing mass, right? Or this particle is like accelerating or something. A particle is not changing mass. But what we really want to do for fluids is sort of analyze a control volume, is what it's called, which is not a fixed amount of mass, but a fixed, well, fixed is not. It's just a space. It's an arbitrary space. Arbitrary in the sense that it can be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be one thing. And this arbitrary space is going to have mass moving into it and mass moving out of it. And so that's really the whole basis for control volume analysis, is this idea that stuff is going into it and stuff is coming out of it, and we just want to keep track of what's going in and out. And you can do a lot with that. So when we have a problem, like maybe let's say there's a pipe and there's water coming in to the pipe, and the pipe splits into two. Right, so there's water going this way, water going this way. If we were to choose a control volume for this, we want to decide what kind of volume we want to look at. One of the things that sort of helps with knowing this, it comes a little bit later, but you know, we might say like, all right, well, we want to analyze like the water, so let's choose something like this, right? That captures all the water in there. We'll come back to that in a second though. To use control volume analysis, we use to perform control volume analysis, we use an equation called the Reynolds transport equation, theorem, Reynolds transport. And basically all it says is the rate of change of the system, so dn dt of some property, can be used for a lot of different properties. And that's one of the cool things about control volume analysis, is that it's very general, right? You can keep track of mass, you can keep track of energy, you can keep track of momentum, linear momentum, angular momentum, you can keep track of work, right? Work, heat, that kind of stuff. So we have this rate of change of this system property, and then that's going to equal d dt over our control volume of the density, or sorry, yeah, it's eta, really, our intrinsic property, rho dv, because our rho is what's going to convert our thing into like some form of mass or whatever, plus the integral of the control surfaces, which are just the sides of our control volume, of eta rho v vector dot dA vector. And where this comes from is when you have a volume, let's just call it a volume like this, and let's say that in state 1 it's got a bunch of stuff in it, so this is our sort of state 1. Then in state 2, that stuff has moved out of the control volume. You're going to end up with 3 sort of parts here. This first part, where this is the space that it's left. This part, which is the same in both, and then this third part, which has to do with how fast that stuff is leaving. And so that's why we get that v.da term, because that v is going to determine how fast the stuff is leaving. And then this is also like, this is our term about if the stuff inside our control volume is changing in and of itself. So like, let's say if we have a control volume where, like, let's just say we have a pipe, right? Let's say it's a pipe, and we just take a chunk of the pipe and we say, okay, how much is going in and how much is going out? That's going to be the same, right? But if we had a tank, and let's say we were filling it, and the tank was being drained, and maybe we were filling it really, really, really fast, and it was being drained really, really, really slowly, then the tank would be filling up, right? And so that's how and we picked our control volume to be looking at the amount of stuff inside the tank. That's how we would get d by dt that in this case is positive, right? We're filling up that tank. But this just keeps track of the stuff leaving and entering. This keeps track of the stuff that's changing inside. And then this is our, that's our rate of change of the system property. So like maybe it's mass, or maybe it's the rate of change of linear momentum, which turns into forces. And, you know, that's not something I'm not gonna go into all those little things, because those are just things we need to know. So yeah, for control volume analysis, we'll choose a control volume. So we pick our CV, and then, you know, we label our CV, and we can talk about what those labels are in a second. Then we're going to do a conservation of mass. We'll start with mass. So the properties we can keep track of, we'll talk about those in a second, and then we go on and do like whatever else we need to do. You might need to analyze some different stuff if you don't only want mass, but you kind of need mass because m dot sort of comes up a lot. So a couple things. Q is a flow rate. Q is not Q dot. Q dot is heat transfer, like heat coming in or out. But Q is our flow rate, and that's equal to like over a control. It could be over a control surface, right? This would be our VDA is our Q. M dot is going to be our CS. Rho VDA. So that's like saying equals like rho Q, right? So if we have a flow rate, a volume flow rate, another word for that, and we multiply it by density, then we'll get a mass flow rate. So that's m dot. What else would we possibly need? Those are the main two that you'll need. M dot comes up a lot, and then like if you want the rate of change of m dot, right, that would equal this term that we were talking about a little bit ago, that the control volume one. Rho. So some of the things that you can analyze are if you have mass, you can have momentum, you can have angular momentum, which is r cross v, r cross mv. I don't know why I read it as vm, but it's mv. You can have, what else can you have? You can have energy. And so these are all our extrinsic properties, which means that when we're looking at the fluid, we see them as this, right? So these depend on how much fluid we have most of the time, right? Mass is going to depend on how much fluid we have. But if we want our intrinsic property, which is like when we're in the fluid, this is kind of how we like describe ourselves. We're going to divide it by the mass of the fluid to get that property. So mass divided by mass is 1, and V divided by that is V. R cross Vm is R cross V, and then E, this turns into little e. But this is potential energy, kinetic energy, and internal energy. Internal energy is just going to be some U, thermo, whatever. It's not a thermo class. Plus, we'll have our gravitational potential, which is mgh. So this turns into gz. I just turned the h into a z. And then we have our kinetic energy, which is 1/2 mv squared. So it's v squared over 2. And when we have changes in these things, our dn dt of our system is also going to change, right? R is going to have a value. So for these equations, for our system, for mass, we're not going to have any change in the mass rate because mass is actually conserved, right? You can't create or destroy it. It's just going to turn into something else, so that's going to be 0. When we have a change in linear momentum, this is like taking the derivative of this term, and that's going to end up giving us mass meters per second squared, which is, or sorry, mass length per second per time squared, which is going to be an acceleration. So that's our forces. And this is like a very speedrunny way of saying all this stuff. All this stuff can be explained much simpler and or much more in depth actually. And then for this one, this is going to be the same kind of thing, but we have a cross product going on here with an R, so that's going to give us like torques, right, or moments. Same thing. And then our rate of change of energy. We can't really also destroy energy, but we can have energy leaving our system as heat or work. And I'll always write that as Q in. So we put work, heat in, and we get work out. Heat in, work out. It's a thermal engine model, heat engine model. So yeah, that's just a really quick review of Reynolds transport, and I guess I'm gonna do some examples. Okay, I want to see if I can find a good one. I want to do a submerged surface one because I want to kind of do one with a nicer shape than I have been doing, and that'd be so sick. Wait, did I never ping Discord? Oh shit. I was doing the dungeon measuring bit and I forgot to pay. That's so sad. Okay, well, real Damie fans know. Real Damie fans know that I stream randomly. Why did I open that in Firefox? Oh my god, I want to open this in my PDF editor, please. I hate that it asked me Microsoft Edge before my PDF editor. Like, please. Can we get a PDF editor? Okay. Let's see. What's a good one here? Okay, standard atmosphere, pressure variation, static fluid. No, we don't want that. We don't want pressure variation, static fluid. We want curved surfaces. Pressure, force on, wait. Oh wait, these are ones. Okay. Ooh, okay, what do we like? What do we like? Oh, this math time. Yeah, it's fluid mechanics, but yeah, let's do this one. This is, I think, a slightly nicer version of a problem my professor gave me that I didn't finish. Don't worry about it. But this is a one where we have to integrate for our control. Bro, I'm so fucked up. No, our centroids and stuff. All right, so we have. Okay, we'll slow down and read the problem. Parabolic gate is shown 2 meters wide and pivoted at O. So C equals something. There's going to be a constant. We're going to solve it. Whatever. We don't need numbers. Determine the magnitude and line of action of the vertical force on the gate, and then the horizontal force applied at A required to maintain the gate in equilibrium, and the vertical force applied at A to maintain the gate. So the third question and the first question are kind of the same question. Sort of. But B is going to be easier, A is going to be harder. All right, so first off, let's draw our free body diagram. We need an FBD of this little dude. So this is our to the best of my ability, that's our CX squared. So all right, we've got a pin at O, so we got some forces there. I probably should do a coordinate system first. Actually, I'm gonna hold off on that. We'll do these first. So we got a reaction, force, reaction, O. This is the vertical direction, just in case we choose a different one for our whatever. Force, reaction, O, horizontal. Yeah, everybody chill with that. Okay, this gate. It doesn't seem like they give us a weight at the gate, so it seems like we can kind of not deal with that. There's an A up here, and there's a horizontal force at A. Okay, so this is like very similar to that drawing that I did, actually, ironically. So, and then we'll have like our pressure force, right? So I guess if oh, I'm dying. If we just kind of guess where these are, let's say that we have I don't know, a horizontal one like this way, FPH, and then we'll say we'll have a vertical one this way. For a coordinate system, we're gonna project over here, and then we're gonna pop this up to here. I found a cool HTML. Hey, Screw. Found an cool HTML trick thingy. That sounds awesome. That's Y. This is Z. This is our fluid line. I lied. That's not our fluid line. Our fluid line is like here. Maybe when I don't look at the picture I'm drawing. Okay, it needs to like go there, but I hate drawing it like when it's exactly there, you know? Okay, something like that. When you're available, check out the funny dress square website. I have a challenge for you. Ooh, yeah, after this problem, I'll check it out. Bro, my professor for that class is so bad. We've done, okay, I love stress square. I love stress square, but like, we literally have only done that, and it's like, it's week 6 right now. We only have 4 more lectures, and he has to teach us like the entire class, and he keeps like canceling. Like last time he was like, guys, I forgot my notes, and so I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, I'm gonna post something, and I'm like, you didn't post anything the last 2 times, dude. What? You lied to yourself. Alright. I'm his biggest hater. What do we want to do? The magnitude. Okay, let's do A first, I guess. Oh, we need assumptions. Assumptions. Let's say the fluid is static. That's a good one. Let's say that it's incompressible. It's probably water. Yep. That means our densities are going to be this same and all that good stuff. We actually, whoops, fluid. We kind of need that to do our rho GH stuff. Compressible fluid. We don't really need to make any. I ain't. Yeah. Wait. What's the nickname? Ain't the or what's the nickname? What's the shortening? Okay, before I forget, API check? Oh, it's not gonna be... Oh, Begula? Okay, cool. It's deprecated. Deprecated means it's not used anymore. I don't know what to tell you. Begula? I didn't change it. No, I have to be an engineer. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, forces. Due to pressure. There's no forces due to shear, we're not moving. Begula, okay, cool. Force due to pressure, so FEV equals rho times G times the volume above. Now, we have to do an integral. Alright, so let's integrate this. So y equals cx squared. I want y to be my variable, though, so I can go from 0 to... I'm going to go from 0 to y. So we're going to say... So y equals cx squared. So x equals y over c square root. Wait, Damie's live. Hooray. Yeah. Wait, Umber, you were in my... you were in my chat earlier, were you not? Umber just blacked out, actually. And it's a 1/2. It's here. Is it plus or minus? I guess it's probably plus or minus, huh? Does that really matter? I don't think so. Okay, I'm doing the integral from 0 to y, or 0 to h, I guess. No, sorry, 0 to d of y over c. I'll just say y to the 1/2. 1 over root c. C is just a whatever. Dy. I have schizophrenia, leave me alone. Okay. Okay, so 1/2, this will be y to the 3/2. I just did this earlier today, 3/2. And then 0 to d. So our FEV equals rho times g times 1 over root c. D, or sorry, 2/3 roots. 2 over 3 root c times d to the 3/2. Cool, so we got that. And then our line of action will be Beluga. Begula. Nope, not dementia, but he has Alzheimer's. Remember that that's an accent on the U. Okay, we need a line of action now, which means we need a centroid, which means, do I have to really do a centroid integral? Do I really have to really do a centroid integral? They're gonna make me do it. Fine. Okay, so I want the, I guess, the distance. Remember how to do a centroid integral? It's like y, like y. I thought y times. I hate centroid integrals, man. Don't don't make me do one, please. I'm trying. If I think it's y d y. No, not y d y dA. I'm trying to remember. It's like y dA, but it's like not y squared because that's the moment. Centroid. Been a long time, man. dA times x. Yeah. Yeah, so it is x. Wait, that's so easy. Wait, why did I think this was hard? I need, okay, what do I need? I need this. Oh, I see, okay, it's slightly hard. I need, like, if this way, how much it is. But I need to evaluate, like, the area above the integral. Which means I have to take it this way, but, like, if I take it this way, then I'm getting the other one. You know what I mean? Gamers, what do we think? What do we think, gamers? No, I can take the... Okay, here's what I do. I take the X centroid about the Y. Wait, but what does that mean? So, okay. X is dA times X. And then... Oh boy. I don't know what those funny words mean. Russian, right? Right? Question mark? I just want to find... Okay. If I can do this, I'm gonna be so awesome. I mean, Greek. Really? Oh, I guess there are lambdas in there. Wait. Well, I saw this one. I saw this. And I was just like, well, that's Russian. Theta, lambda, delta, yeah, Greek. It's this one. That's not an omega. This one, that's Russian. That's like D in Russian, right? How do I find this? It's small brain. Okay. So, okay, if I want to take the... Let me set up this. What if I try and find the centroid from here to here? Let's find the centroid of this under thing. Well, let me set up the centroid of this under thing. Okay. I'm gonna call it R PV equals. So we want the centroid. We want... This is gonna be the X centroid, so X min, X max. So 0 to... I guess... That's kind of tricky. C of X squared... Ooh, D equals C of X squared. D over square root of D over C. Oh, you know, classic. So square root of D over C. And then, whoops, T. There we go. And then we want to go, what do we want to do? We want to say D, Y, X dA. So X is equal to... X is equal to that thing that we said. Square root Y over C, this thing. dA. Wait, over the area. Fuck. Wait, but if it's the area, then I have to do double integrals. Right? Because dA is going to be, in this case, like dy dx, right? Question mark? What? They have video solutions? Bro, I don't want to watch a video, I say, as I make videos. Or I'm looking at a completely different centroid problem to try and figure this out. Okay, so we don't want that though. We want to use the equation we want to find the integral of is this one. But instead of this, it's going to be this times x. Oh my god, is it going to be integration by parts? No. It'll be a double integral. Okay, I think they did an example of this in the book. Let me see how they did this. They didn't do this exact one, but they did a similar thing. This is a very important thing for me to be able to do, though. Let's see. Alright, yeah, so they have... Yeah, let's go on a... Integration by parts. That's rough. It's rough. I get it. I'm there with you, okay? Why are you speaking French? Okay. We'll take the points moment about O. Sure. Yeah, that's like basically this is like exactly the same problem except they have it easy because their area is under the curve. Ours is above the curve. Except they also don't have it easy because they need to find it. Never mind. They have to do the same thing we have to do. Haha. Get wrecked. Okay, sorry. Okay, for FH, the centroid area, that's fine. That's whatever. For FV, we need to compute the weight of the water above the gate. To do this, we define a differential volume. I forgot to multiply by W. Gah. Who are you? I'm going insane. These are people. These are people who've been on my streams lately. FV equals rho GV. So we have rho G 0 to D 2 over A. E minus Y. W. Why did they do that? Why did they do it like that? Why didn't they just change it to the other side? Why did they not just integrate, like, this would be a square root of x? Yes, I'm Wad Weekoon. Where did I find these people? These people found me. I go out berry picking. I'm like, tee time to go to my garden and pluck some new Twitch viewers. I don't know why they did it like this. Why did they say D minus Y? W. Where even is D? They chose to say D minus Y? And integrate over X? Are they crazy? Well, I guess it's kind of exactly the same. Rho GW of sure. Oh, they changed. Wait. Okay, they changed the Y to X anyway? Why did they not just integrate over Y? Sure, whatever. So they got something. They got something kind of like sort of similar to like what we got. We probably could have gotten that. Okay, the location of this force is given by the center of gravity of the water above the gate. We were talking about that earlier. We can recall from statics, this can be obtained by using the notion that the moment of Fv and the moment about the sum, moment of the sum of the differential weights about the y-axis can be must be equal. So the moment of Fv equals rho g x d. Ooh, that hurts me. That hurts me a lot, actually. Okay. This is such a question that he would give. Such a question that he would give me. Okay, let's try it. So we're gonna take. Let's see. The thing about the moment is like it's basically just what a centroid is. What is happening to chat? I don't know. You guys are talking in different languages. I can't respond because I can't read them. I don't have the spoons to translate them. Okay, so what they were saying was like let's do x FPV equals to like the distance x from this force equals the integral of x times. Wait, but they just did it along the x-axis. Do I have to really define it as d minus y? There has to be a way you can do this with the y-axis. Okay. Let's think. Let's think in our noggins. Also, that dA is like not. Sorry, this is times W. I don't like that dA. I don't like the dA in there. Well, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be over an area, right? But like. Well, that's also why it kind of sucks, because like you have to divide it. You have to then go and do the integral of x, and you know, it's. But I mean, we did already find the volume, so it's not like we couldn't find the area. Why are we speaking Greek now? I don't know. I already found the area. That's this without, that's just this, that's the area. So, okay. Yeah, if I want to find the X centroid, I need to integrate. I want to find the X. Oh, my brain. It's like a distance X. It'll be X. Okay, let me redraw this. Stop molding. Okay, here we go. I want this. This is our thing now. It goes from here to here. Except our axis is here. Actually, don't worry about that. It's negative, but also don't worry about that. Okay, everything is beautiful. So it goes some distance like this. And we want to find the centroid location like this. This is our R we want to find. The equation of this curve is, so this is our Y and this is our X. The equation of this curve is Y equals CX squared. Right, so there's no issues with that. That's just like finding the. Okay, let's do this for my brain, because we're just trying to find R. We don't really care about. Wait, shit. That was Y, so this will be. Sorry, this will be X. See Y squared. So this is Y. So this is gonna actually equal Y equals X over C square root. I love having a Greek Twitch chat. So if I want to find the R is going to equal from, I guess we're going from 0 to, I'm just going to pretend we're flipping it to the other side. So 0 to whatever this value is here, which is, if we plug in, this is D. So from 0 to D, and if we plug in D for X, we get square root of D over C. And we're going to get this curve, which is X, so it's X over C. Okay, you do you, I don't know. Wait, I'm going slowly. Slowly we're getting there. X min X max dA times X. Okay, so we need the equation that is X. Wait, so CY squared. dA over A. Cat, calm down. English is the main language of the channel, and I don't like spamming chat with practically unreadable stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care that much, but like, it's essentially like you guys aren't talking. Like, I'm not going to respond to you if you respond in a language that's not English. Unless it's Chinese and I can read it if it's not traditional characters. I would respond. Why is this dA? Oh, because the X min X max is in Y. Oh, I remember. Here, wait, we do this instead. Don't worry about it, chat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. I feel like every time you do one of these, once you figure out, like, once you see the connections in the math, you're like, oh my gosh. And then you never have to struggle about it ever again, because you're like, yo, I got it. I got it so hard. Okay, so we're going to go with this. We're going to say, just over A. Oh, duh. Sway. Oh, something. Whoa. Oh, duh. I got that part. What does that say? Isn't that like summer? Bro, I don't know. I don't know like a lot of verbs. I don't know a lot of anything actually. I'm actually just some guy like saying stuff online. That's really all I am. Okay, so we go. What do we like? What do we like for our bounds, chat? Do we do the X first? Do we do the Y first? I say we do the X first. I don't particularly care. So our x is going to equal, oh, actually, yeah. It's going to go from 0 to cy. Wait. Yeah, I changed my shit. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay, no, I'll change them back. I'll change it back. Y, x, y, x, x, y. Okay. That means that this is y, and this is x. Okay. So if we do y first, what does y go to? Y goes from 0 to... I think we need to do... x first. Because our x can vary from 0 to something over something. And then our, yeah, so we'll have to do x first. So 0 to this line in terms of y. God damn it, it's gonna be the square root of y. From 0 to the square root of y over c. And then y goes from 0 to d. Y times cx squared dA over a, which we've already calculated. Inverse the inverse. I think out of everyone here, I know the least math. I'm just moral support. It's okay. This is just me making shit. I'm kidding. I do know what I'm doing, sort of. It's been a long time since I've had to do double integrals, tee. Okay. That means we have to do x first. So let's just pull the c out. Let's start with that. 0 to d. And then we get x cubed over 3 times y. Oh, that hurts me. dA. No, sorry. This is dx dy. I feel like it would be better to do y first, but I don't really understand what our bound would be on y. Oh, I guess it would be 0 to x cx squared? But, like, it doesn't hit cx squared is the thing. I mean, if it was here, we'd hit cx squared. Oh, I guess maybe it's cx squared. Oh. Oh, to infinity? No. Cx squared to d? Oh. What grade you at? What branch do you learn? Fractions? Long story. Yeah. Poor Scribble's getting just, like, demolished in school. Well, like, it's just, like, his school. Her school. My B queen. You got this. Okay, no, the bottom one will be at. Let's do that one instead. I do not want to be doing 2 to the 3rd. I mean, squared is also not good. I mean reciprocals? I think she means fractions. Cx squared. There we go. Yum. Wait, do I actually have to put in x for this? Or do I just leave it as x? I feel like I just put it as x. Why do I have cx squared in here also? It's y times cx squared. That's like y times y. Why do I have y times y? Isn't it just y? Yeah, so my school sucks. Yeah. I'm getting there. We're slowly getting there. Taking 3 hours to do one single centroid integral. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I shouldn't have two things in here. I think it's just y. I guess it's Turkish. Okay, I think it's just YDA. But doesn't that mean I'm just gonna find the... But it's x. Is it x? It's x. It's xdA. X... No, okay, wait. I just thought it's xdA over a. And then we're just changing the bounds. Instead of using... the other way, we're doing... this way. So we just have x dy dx over a. And then I live in Britain. T, but still post T. Okay, so x. Okay, if we do, let's do dy first, I guess, then. Dy dx. So we go from, yeah, cx squared to d. And then we go, x is 0 to term, like, d over c squared, right? That's what that is? Yeah, square root of d over c. Okay, everybody. Okay, let's do this. If this is wrong, it's gonna be really sad. Okay. If it's right, though, I'm gonna be so awesome at everything. Okay, so x squared... No, sorry. xy... y times... I'm gonna say y times x... I don't even need to do that. So it's gonna be d minus cx squared. dy. All over a. Okay, we're getting somewhere. You pronounce tiny as tunny? Oh, eeny? Tiny. Yeah, tiny. Like, I don't know. Okay, so yd. I'm gonna split it into two integrals. Okay, so we go 0 d over c. This is d. Y. dy. Minus c x squared y dy. What do I do with the x squared though? Wait, what did I do with the x squared? Oh wait, I have to turn it into a y. Wait, yes, x squared equals y over c. Oh, we're getting somewhere. C's cancel out. Equals, if this gives me 0, I'm gonna be so sad. D times, this is gonna be square root of y, so, or y squared over 2. So d over 2 times d over c. Okay. Isn't x just a constant? No. We're integrating over two directions, so I'm doing a double integral. So what I did was, our first integral is over y, so we go, the bottommost number that y can be is this line here, and that's cx squared. So we go, wait, x is not a y, is a, wait. It's supposed to be x. God damn it. Okay, wait, no, we're fine. Oh no, we're not fine. Oh no, what did I do? Oh no, it's okay. No, it's not okay. God damn it. I have to plug in y there. Wait. Because when I did this, it's y times... Oh wait, I plugged in the wrong thing. This is x here. Yes. Sorry. It's x. No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's actually the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Don't worry about it. It's just like everything is flipped. So... No, it's okay. dx. And then we have... Yeah, so this turns into xy. And then we plug in y, and that turns into x times cx squared. Or d minus cx squared. So that's how we got to that. Who cares? Oh, definitive? Well, because we need to use this value is the issue. Okay, so I split it into two, and then we have x dx, which is fine. Well, it's all going to be over a. I don't think this is, like, faster than doing it the other way, but also maybe it is once I'm, like, good at it. Okay, 1 over a. 0 to this. This is going to be minus c x cubed. Right? I think it's cubed. Yeah, because we have to, yeah. Why did I get rid of that C? Why is there a C there? This should just be C here. This should not be over anything. That's just x cubed. Cool. Awesome. Swag even. Okay, and then minus C. D 1/2 times dc equals d squared over 2 squared. The d's cancel out, so d over c. No, what they're saying is d squared over 2c equals d over c, which is not correct. If it was 2d over 2c, then we could say d over c, but and the crowd goes mild. Times, what is this, d over c to the 3/2? I don't know if that's right. I have no clue. So all in all, we get d squared over 2c minus, d to the 3/2 over c to the 1/2? Algebra? Yeah. This sucks. I don't know if that's right, even. Wait, let's try and do the one that they did, actually. Let me try and do the one in the book, where I integrate this one, which is gonna be almost exactly the same thing. It's okay. We got this. We got this, chat. We got this, chat. We're so winning. Don't even worry about it. Okay. This is just a Calc 2. This is not Calc 2, sorry. This is a Calc 4 problem. Somebody told me, they were like, today, they were like, you know, this is the first, I'm in linear analysis 2 right now. They're like, this is the first class that seems really important to me. And I'm like, oh, for me that was Calc 4. And they were like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, like, I was in physics 3 and we were doing integrals, and I was like, wow, you could do this so much easier with Calc 4 stuff. Calc 4 is just multivariable calculus. Usually it's called Calc 3, but since I'm on quarters, it's Calc 4. Oh yeah, it's like, this is just all Calc 4. Okay, R equals, we want this. So we're gonna be taking this area as our volume above. It's gonna be some amount. It's just gonna be like this, right here. Like this. It's gonna be up to D. Wait until you get to Calc 12. Wait until you get to Calc I, man. You start getting those imaginary calc classes, ugh. Or calc the integral of the sum of all real numbers, or whatever. Calc 3 equals Calc 4, divide both by Calc 4 equals 3. True. Well, that would mean that Calc 3 has to equal Calc 4. Oh, well, I guess it sort of does. It's like less. Calc 4 for us is like only multivariable, so you start with like directional derivatives and stuff. Okay. We have the A. We want to find this value. That's an x value. dA over A. Okay. We're going to say we're doing a double integral. We like that. Our bounds are going to be, but we're going to do it from the frame of reference where y is our changing variable. So, we're going to say this is still x. I don't know which one we're going to do first, but let's just say dy dx. So, y is going to go from, let's just translate this expression real quick. So we have y equals x squared over a. Y equals the square root of x over xa. Oh, nice. It's actually cleaner. So y starts here and goes up. So x over xa to d. And then x goes from 0 to this little bit right here. And that's when y equals 5. So that's 25 over a. Where are the numbers? They're right here. Well, I mean, okay. They're not right here because why would I put them in when I could have this water level be anything I want? Okay, so this one right here is gonna be, I want the x value of that, so that's gonna be L squared over a. So x goes from 0 to L squared over A. Now, do we want to do dy first? Yes, we want to do dy first. I'm just going to say r times A over here. This is equal to 0 to L squared over A. xy dx and, sorry, y x evaluated from xa, right? Wait a second. Thinking about this. No, the x is the x is going to stay out. When we're integrating, we have a y that we're adding, and so that y is going to be evaluated from xa, because that's what we're actually doing. We're plugging in that. Algebra, would I replaced all your letters with numbers they represent? Oh my god, that would suck so bad. That would be actually awful. X times d minus xa, which I think is actually what they came up with. Something similar to this from the book. Solve for 2. D squared over d 4d equals... Wait, solve for 2? Sure, square root of 4. You and hold on, how does summation work? It's not too bad. So you have a sum sign. Okay. Down here, you're gonna have your variable that's changing, sort of like a for loop if you've done coding. So this is where it starts. So your starting index can be 1 or 0. And then, you know, let's say we go to infinity. This is just where your end is. Or like, let's say we go to 10. And then you can put whatever you want here and you just sum it up. So it's basically like a for loop, right? If I want to say like I plus 2, then that would be like I'm adding up. So at 1, it would be 3, and then we would add, 4, and then 5, and then 6, and so on. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's kind of just like a for loop, but like in math. And you add up all the things in between them. They're not just elements. You can't do anything with it. How does summation work? With me replacing your letters with numbers? Like I? Well, this one equal... Okay, I feel like you can't replace that one. That would just invalidate your summation. You could only do like 3. Like, you'd only put in a letter in there, or a number in there. And then it would just be like add... It would just turn into multiplication. What if you did replace it? Well, it wouldn't really matter, would it? Because, well, I mean, if you said 3 equals 0, then, well, you would just be wrong. And then the expression would become invalid. Okay, this is equal to d times, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do x squared over 2, L squared over A, 0. Wait, was it L squared over A? Yes, unfortunately. And then minus x times square root of xa. It's actually not that bad. I lied. I got scared. Sorry, guys. X to the 3 halves. No, x to the 5 halves. Over, I guess, 2 over 5. From 0 to L over 2. A. It's like functionally the same as I, but it's a number instead. You just have to know the context of it being a sum. Oh, that would be awful. So you would just say like, that would be like imagine you were writing power series and you said like n greater than equal to 0, a sub n, x to the n plus r. You would basically then be doing this as like 3 is greater than equal to 0 of a sub 3, x to the 3 plus 4. You would have no clue what the fuck that meant. If 1 equals 0.99999, then 2 equals 1.99998. Infinity equals 0. There are some really funny, like, things you can prove like that. 3 is greater than or equal to 0. I hope, yeah, I mean, 3 is greater than or equal to 0, but you wouldn't know, like, what they're trying to say. Unless. Okay, I don't know, this seems kind of wrong, but let's finish evaluating it just for funsies. This would be what? L to the 4th over 2a to the 4th? What is a? Oh, it's just a constant, okay. Minus 2 root a over 5 L. Oh, L to the 5th over a to the 5 halves. Great number, everybody. Big claps. What did they get? What did they get? They got hey, d over 5. So L to the wait, okay. Wait, D. Wait, D. Wait, is L not D? Uh-oh, wait a second. L is not... Oh, wait, shoot. Oh, they are not equal there. It is D. It's D over 2, not L over 2. So here's D over 2. But we're close. I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is close is the thing. So this is going to be D to the 4th, which makes this D to the 5th, and this is going to be D to the 5th. Okay, so they got D to the 5th over 2a squared, which is not what we got. No, it is what we got. I just did it wrong. Okay, good. Over 2/5 root a d to the 5th over. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! And you can simplify that to be like better or whatever. Let's go, baby! I didn't have to do their weird way of doing it. Just think about it as an integral from the other side. It's so much better. Okay, we gotta practice another one of these. We gotta try another one. Oh my gosh, check it on screen. Of celebration. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, I love switch. I don't understand why they wouldn't just switch the integral bounds. Because it makes so much more sense to integrate it that way instead of being like, oh, well, if I subtract something, then... Well, okay, really what they're doing is they're just doing this step just instantly. They just start with x d minus w. Okay, well, also it's all multiplied by w, but... Also, Damie, before you do something else. I saw the Scratch Idle Game Chickens. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I can look at your thing. One sec. Stress square. Let's go. Let's go see this stress square. Okay, I'm gonna look at it right now. Oh, there's a... It's devious in nature. Oh, you can't even see it, it's cropped. It says, here, take on this. Bet you can't view my source code, because, like, I tried to make it hard to find. Okay. Source code? Where, what source code do you want? Is that not the source code you want? Wait, it's so bad. I think inspect element works. It's like the main thing. It's the main thing you try. I like how it says window.history.replace state. Bet you can't find my source code. Here, look, I can go to your style.css. I can't go to your style.css. I just defended against control U. I don't know if you can. if you can get rid of the... It's a funny puzzle, thanks for that. That's a great puzzle. Yeah, that's on me. That's so funny. You got rid of the stress square. My boy, where's my boy? Okay, let's try another one of these. Now I'm like vibing. Now I'm like, yes, we can do this. Okay, I don't know, which would be like a good one to do. Let's go window shopping for a problem, shall we? There we go, I'll bring you along. Let me just scroll down a little more. Okay, I need the motivation to make the actual stress page. So real. Here we go. What do we like? Okay, we gotta have a curved one. This one is looking... This one right here doesn't look too bad. This is the one we did. I did not mean to strike through that. This one could be good. This one could be good. I need to document every creature. I like this one. It's okay. This creature stream is... Ooh, wait. This one is good. Ooh, I'm kind of vibing with the cylindrical weir. This one is not actually a integration one either, which I kind of like as well. This one is sort of an... Ooh, this one is... Oh, this one. What is this one? Cross-sectional of a canoe? Okay, let's do this one. This weir is kind of calling to me. Vibes in cylindrical weir, exactly. I've never heard of a weir before. It sounds like a, I don't know, it sounds like something. Here, I'm gonna just call this, folder midterm 2. I have a midterm on Friday, by the way. A low dam built across a river to raise the level of water upstream or to regulate its flow. Learn something new every day. I go into this class, I'm like, I don't know what a Pelton bucket is. And he goes, here's what a Pelton bucket is. It kind of looks like a funny butt. And I go, wow, that's so cool. Oh, my eyes are so irritated. I'm crying. I think I have allergies, guys. It's really pollen-y out lately. Wait, let me see if I can see the pollen out. I'm interested. Let me see. I see I have a new message from favorite boy toy twink male wife. I don't need to check that one. I didn't even make that name. That's just somebody's display name. What was I gonna... Oh, the pollen count. Let's see. Do they tell me on Google? They should. Google. They don't tell me? Oh, you bastard. How's my pollen count? Pollen count. Awful. It's moderate? Oh god, guys. It's just moderate. I mean, it's moderate for every single day, like, that I'm still here, but... I'm moving out soon, which is crazy. I don't know, it's so crazy. It means gamer damie era is upon us. Okay, let's see. Well, we need some stuff here. Oh god, this is gonna be, like, complicated. Ooh. Consider the cylindrical weir of diameter 3 meters and length 6 meters. What? Oh, out of the page. The fluid on the left has a specific gravity of that, and the fluid on the right has a specific gravity of that, which is a ratio of its density with water. Find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Okay, well, there's more of the fluid on the left, and it has a higher specific gravity. So we can kind of just think, hopefully, we're probably going to get something pointing to the right. And now the up and down one is interesting because up, there's gonna, so here, like if we split this sort of, and we think about this gradient making a force, there's gonna be a force that would be pushing this way, force that would be pushing this way, and this one's gonna be higher because it's a deeper thing of water. And then over here, this one's gonna be pushing up. Oh boy, okay, we got a lot of work cut out for us here. Where shall we start? What do we think? Maybe just a free body diagram? Probably a good place to start. Weird. If they put a D on the end of it, it would be weird. Okay, cool. Does not give us a weight, so I guess it doesn't have a weight. I guess they're not really interested about that. Oh, because they don't care. It results in force. It's not going to be like in, yeah. So there's going to be, I wonder if I could do this with buoyancy. No, because it's not fully immersed in liquid. Man, this is going to be annoying. Okay. So I think I have to split this into two. I think I have to say the force here. Well, so I can do one horizontal force. FP horizontal 1. And something like this. FP horizontal 2. And the nice thing is we don't really care about... I guess we don't actually care about any of the places these forces are acting, so we don't have to integrate necessarily. War crimes? I only read war crimes. And then there's going to be a net one here. And this one's also going to be a net one here. So, this is our FBD. I guess we just start. Where shall we start, chat? Let's draw... Well, I need a coordinate system, actually. I'm gonna make... We need to project this circle over here. Can I do that, actually? I feel like I can't do that, because like if I do that, and then I say the centroid's there, and the pressure at the centroid, I guess... Use radians? Yeah, I can use... Wait, you want me to use a radial like a cylindrical? Oh no, cylindrical is gonna be so bad. Don't want me to do cylindrical. Or like a polar. Here, we'll do this over here. This will be... There's gonna be two... So here's our Y1, Z1, and then over here is gonna be our... Z2, Y2. All the cool kids know. Okay, so do I even really care about where they are? I don't care about where they are, but I mean, I need to have coordinate systems. Okay, so force, let's do FP1. So FP H1 equals the rho G lol pressure at the centroid times the area of the projected area. Projected centroid times projected area equals, so our projected centroid is going to be our rho G, I guess like, I don't know, let's just call this height. We'll call this height 1, and this is height 2. It's the, I guess it's the diameter, but like, I don't know, it could be different. Rho G, height 1 over 2. Is that true? No. It would be, oh shit. That's gonna actually be really annoying if our thing moves. See, this is why I don't like using, like, for example, these coordinate systems. Okay, here's why it's annoying to me. If I say this is rho G, diameter over 2, which it is, right? So from where our coordinate system is, we go down to the diameter. Now, if we move this water level up, like let's say we wanted to have this up more, obviously it would change the problem, but like let's just pretend that maybe we were analyzing it like, maybe we're analyzing it down a little bit or something. I guess it should be H1 over 2, huh? I mean, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. Like you can't, this is not great to make a model for, because I can't like make a model for if it's below, or if it's below, then it'll be h1 over 2, I think. Is that right? Maybe? It would be h1. Okay, I think it's h1 over 2. I'm going back on myself. It's just weird because this is a diameter, right? So I could specify this distance. I only care about that. So, and then times the area, which will be, I guess, L times h1. No, D. I really shouldn't put these there. We're learning about inner product spaces in my linear class, and now I'm like, now I should never write a dot unless I want to write a dot. F of P vertical 1 is equal to rho G volume above. Now this is kind of tricky. This is where it gets tricky, because I guess it's like the volume of this minus, it's the volume here, but then we're also going to have this minus here. So it's just going to be this volume. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I think I actually had a question. Wait, I could have sworn I had a question about that, and I said that I used all of it, which is true. You do use all of it to find the force on the bottom of the curved submerged surface, but when it's up, I think you could probably get rid of it because you're going to be canceling it out, right? Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah? If you want to identify the magnitude of the vertical force on curved surface AB, show the volume that you would use. Oh, from A to B. It asks about A to B, not from B to C, which is what we want. So no, we're chilling. It is actually just the volume of half the sphere. So this will be rho G volume of the sphere. So pi d over 2. Or I guess d squared over 4 times L over 2. Sick, awesome, so cool. And then the other one, FP2. FP2, we're gonna have FP, whoops, that's not an F. FPH2 equals P projected centroid times A projected equals, all right, so P projected centroid is going to be, ooh, okay, the projected centroid of this is kind of not really that, but we'll just say it's H2 over 2, so rho G. And then that would be still be, it wouldn't be LD, it would be L times D over 2, I guess. But it's more accurate to say that that's H1, I think. Yeah, I think this one should also, well, this is H1, that one will be H2. Yeah, because the smaller it gets, if we use this approximation where we're saying that, like, well, this is a curved thing, but like if we look at it this way, it kind of looks like a square, and to say that its centroid is here, even though the centroid is like here, which like maybe isn't actually this. Shrugs. If it's curved in a certain way, like if it was curved like this, then you could just calculate the centroid, and then I think you'd be fine. Anyway, FP V2 equals, let's see, pressure per, no, sorry, rho G volume above, and then this one is actually kind of chill. That's going to be this volume here. So it's a quarter of the circle. Now, if H2 was larger or smaller, then we would say it's like the quarter of the circle plus this, or the quarter of a circle minus this. But we're just gonna say, I'll just say it's the quarter of the circle. Pi d squared over 4 times L over 2. And then if I want to add all these up, then I just have to add them up. So F PH equals rho G rho G L over 2 H1 squared plus H2 squared over 2. Yes, maybe. I think so. Wait, no, I don't add them up. What am I talking about? I subtract them. Which one is going to be larger? Let's see. FP1 is going to be larger, so it's going to be H1 minus H2. And then, like, we can say that H2 is half of H1, and then it simplifies, but I kind of don't really want to do that because it doesn't really matter. So it'll be rho G pi d squared over 4 L. What? Wait, what? Not over 2, over 4. Jeez. Times 1/2 times 1 minus 1/4. No, 1 minus 1 half. Awesome. That's so epic. Winning so hard even. I'm still thinking about the source code. I bet you can't find my source code. Immediately inspect elements. I thought you were gonna have hidden it like in like a bunch of tags or something at least, so that it would have been harder to find. It's so funny to me. I kind of have a massive headache right now, I'm not gonna lie. I might end early. No, it hasn't even been 2 hours yet. What the heck is... Oh, let's go. My labs came back. Sick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna call it and take an ibuprofen. Take ibuprofen because my head hurt. Hi. Hello. Hi. Okay, wait, let's maybe do one control volume. I'll do a control volume. I guess I could do a moving control volume, that one could be cool. Or maybe, I mean, I guess I could do a buoyancy problem, I guess. Ugh, I kind of don't want to do a buoyancy problem right now. I think I'll do a control volume. Let's do like a simple conservation of mass control volume, why not? Oh, you know what we can do that would be perfect? Wait a second, we can do this one. Not that one, don't look at that one. This one. We can do this part of this one. How are you? I'm good. Okay, so let me... I actually don't know if this 300 is right. I'm pretty sure that 300 is like super wrong, but you know, don't worry about it. I need to relook at how I did that because there's a non-zero chance that that is like so very much on my exam. A, and this is B. Okay, so I think what he said was that the flow rate through this surface is going to be like equal to... I mean, I guess I can just use the control volume as shown in figure B along with the Reynolds transport form of the continuity equation. You might find it helpful to look carefully at the 5 different control surfaces about the control volume. Oh, just use that. What are we trying to find? Calculate the volume flow rate Q through the shaded area. Okay, so we can do that. So 0 equals d by dt. Sure. I'm gonna say because there's a caveat to saying that. dv plus, let's see, how many control surfaces do we have? Well, dA1, dA2, dA3, dA4. We got 4. I'm gonna just say control surface because I don't want to write all those out right now. Okay, row v dot dA, right? I think that's it. Cool. So in our assumptions, we can assume, what does it say? So calculate the volume flow rate. We're just given a flow. I think we can assume incompressible. We're not really given any things, but I think we can probably assume that the Reynolds number is going to be like, sorry, the Mach number is going to be low enough that it's going to be incompressible. So we'll say that, but we cannot assume steady flow because, oh wait, we can assume steady flow. There's no T in here. This goes to 0. That's sick. I thought there was a T in there. I don't know why. No, it's steady. It's just steady flow, and we are gonna assume also incompressible. That makes our lives a little easier. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna go do one thing real quick, and I'll be right back. I need to just check on something. I've returned. I had to go check on those labs that I got back real quick. Ooh. But everything's good. Everything's good. So we're all chilling. And there's not this problem, and then we will I'm gonna head out for the day. Alright, so we have this steady flow, so we get the time dependent term goes to 0. So now we just have to say that our control surfaces, so we're gonna say Earth. So CS1, row 1. I'm gonna just get rid of all the rows. We factor them out. This comes out, goes to 0. Because we want Q, not M dot. So we're gonna get control for surface V dot dA plus control surface 2 of v2 of v dot dA2 plus control surface 3 v dot dA3. Okay, so dA4 is 0 because there's no plus 0. No flow in Z. And then dA3, yeah, we are gonna have some stuff here. So that's gonna be AXI. So AXI kind of, I guess, looks something like, I guess, like a constant in the I direction, right? So like something like that. So control surface 1, this is going to be a positive value. Control surface 3, this is going to be a negative value. And control surface 2 is going in the negative y. It's going this way, so that's actually a positive dot product there. So we've got CS1 VDA1, or I guess I can even do that. I can say the amount of velocity going in this direction is AX. But I don't know. I don't know if it's like AXDA1 still? Like the dot product, oh, this is like very similar to the question I had in Cal. I think it's DA1 like that. Or no, it would just be, yeah, DA1. AX, but AX is gonna be, I mean, the X is not constant. But that velocity is uniform over, is it? It is uniform over control surface 1. So this would be, I guess, AX times A, big A, or like A1. And then control surface 2, this one is definitely not constant over it. It's negative B, wait, no, it would be constant over it. Because we're dotting it, we're taking the, just the component with the area vector. So we don't really care about the flow that's like going, oh, my music stopped. Come back here, Poke Park, please. Oh, it's done. We ended it. I'll shuffle it real quick. I guess it would just be BX or BY A2 minus AX A1 dot dot dot. Wait, plus CS5. V dot DA5. But this is Q5. Plus Q5. Maybe? I don't know. So Q5 equals BYA2? Negative BYA2? That seems wrong. But that's okay. We're just gonna call it that, and I'll update you guys when I inevitably realize that that is so wrong. All right, I'm gonna call it. I've got a headache. My brain hurts. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I forgot to ping, so I don't know if anybody was here for the actual like little lecture part I did, but it wasn't a very good lecture, so that's okay. I'm actually gonna do fluids lectures over the summer, or well, yeah, I can hold me to that. I would really like to do fluids lectures over the summer because I think they'll be fun. Because I don't think it's that bad to get through. So yeah, if you're interested in learning fluids, maybe check those out, or, you know, just kind of osmosis it from these problems somehow. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and I'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know exactly when. I think I'm gonna be doing linear stuff earlier and then doing streaming, maybe fluid or maybe linear, I don't know which one, maybe both. But yeah, and then Friday I will probably maybe I'll also stream, I don't know. Both my midterms will be done, so I'll kind of just be chilling. So. Wait, do I have a collected on work for mate tomorrow? Wait a second. I swear to God, if he has a homework due. No! Oh no, it's okay. Oh my God. That was so scary. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye, have a nice day.